Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see who was here first. Um, fancy, fancy. I am sending you a huge, big virtual hug, and you know why? I mean, just the biggest hug ever. Um, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but thank you, thank you, thank you. That was like incredible. I mean, along with being here first most days, thank you very much. From the bottom of my heart, I I deeply thank you. Very thoughtful, very thoughtful. Um, I am very touched. You That was incredibly kind. Thank you so much for that. Uh, Hello, LDSW, Mary H, Gwendolyn Daniels, Kim Peaches, Nolan Thando, Niandini. Who else is here? Gerda Sifrin, Kim Peaches. Let's see. Good morning, Baron and Sussex Squatters. I'm so glad to see the podcast is coming on. I need a distraction. Anniversary of my daughter Tara in heaven, 34 years. I miss her. Keep your daughters close. I know, I know. Um, I was just listening to someone talk about that earlier, and yeah, believe me, after everything I've been through in the past couple of years, keep everybody close. Make every day meaningful and with purpose. We really have to do that. Um, and I don't think it hurts to remind people to make sure every day counts. Make sure every day counts. But thank you so much for sharing that with us. Oh, I got to get some slides up, don't I? The guys, it has been like overcast and rainy, and I don't think it rained today, but I just been like really dragging the past couple of days. Um oh, and by the way, you guys, I worked on the great pile. Um as you know, I am trying to declutter. Actually, I don't have a lot of clutter. I have a storage issue, a huge storage issue. I just don't have enough storage. So it's either purge or get a storage locker. I mean, I'll put it to you like this. If I had a 5x5 storage locker, um, but yeah, I don't. So I I'm just gonna have to let some things go. And it's not as anyway, I donated a huge bag of things for um for the I guess the Goodwill or whatever. But I did donate some things. I mean, things that I have not seen in years. And well, that felt good. I had an intervention. I had to have someone help me. Um but that felt good. I got rid of this like big um it's like a 3D print, and the frame was collapsing and in bad shape, and anyway, the artwork was kind of dull and dark, and I just got rid of it, and I feel so glad that I did that. I mean, it's like I kept having this vision of doing something with it. I'm like, nah, this thing was out of date when I got it years ago. So it's a process. And if anybody's trying to declutter, or if you're trying to purge, just know you're not alone. I would say go on Instagram And once you start watching a couple of people talk about purging and decluttering and such, then the algorithm is just going to keep bringing you to the next person and the next person. And so there's lots of encouragement out there. So, per my therapist, I have been working on that and some other things. And yeah, and therapy is going very well. I cannot believe how much stuff that I'm just like able to talk about and the things that I'm working out. So, um, it's one of those things where I wish I would have started doing that years ago, but I didn't. And so I guess I'm playing catch up. But yeah, if for whatever reason, if you think you need some help, you probably do. If you have a fleeting thought about it, I got lucky because the first time the therapist has been um, really good. But, you know, not everybody is going to be the right person, but it's definitely worth. I mean, so I guess I'm trying to say if you got burned in the past and you just don't think you were getting the right type of help that you need, keep looking, and you'll find what you need out there, or you'll find who you need. Oh, because of the rain and everything, yeah. I guess when it rains, it triggers the mold spores and such in the environment, and well, that's no fun. And I actually took a nap today for about maybe 45 minutes, and well, I think I could have used another nap, but anyway, I have so much stuff. I'm just like I have to go on tonight. I cannot miss another night. So anyway, if you just joined us, don't forget to hit that like button. And let's see. Yeah, anyway, let's do this. The slides are ready. There we go. Oh, and I found my old playlist. You know, when I switched computers, remember a long time ago when I was crying the blues about not having that larger computer? And well, one of the squatties sent not one, but two 27-inch monitors, which gives me so much real estate, if you know what I mean. It's so much easier to edit, and instead of looking at that little computer screen, I have nothing but screens around me. And God, that was a blessing. So, unless I'm away from home, I use it every day. Every day. I mean, it makes me so productive. And anyway, um, but my old computer had my playlist. And when I took it to the Apple store, and they reconfigured it, I lost like years of music that I had saved up. And I don't like streaming music because when you stream, now listen, I'm telling you, you you be your own judge, right? Recollections may vary, but if you're streaming music, you're putting more pressure on the battery in your phone. You know what I'm saying? If you have music stored in your phone and you're not streaming it, but anytime you're streaming, that means that your phone is sending a signal and it's receiving a signal, which means that it's putting more stress on the battery, which means that your phone battery is not going to last as long as it would if you just stream music directly from the phone. So I prefer that. Plus, I have all these playlists and they're just outstanding. And so, anyway, hopefully, I got that worked out. But I was jamming up in here, y'all. I was singing up a storm. I was Shay Shay LaFon. Yep. What's that song? That disco song? Da 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 da. That, and then I listen to some jazz music. I listen to um gosh, some of the movies, music from the 70s, some house music. Oh, I was having so much fun up in here. So, yeah, love my playlist. I've been putting that playlist together since 2007. Okay. I know, it's so important. It is so important. I mean, I can hear a song from the past and it just I feel like 17 again. LDSW says Peter Hitchens, the monarchist, said the monarchy over the day when the Earl Spencer delivered the eulogy at Princess Diana's funeral. Oh, you're saying it was he's saying it was over that day when he yeah. Um you know, the end of monarchy is going to be a very slow process because it is enshrined into the law. You know, it is so uh it's such a big part of the national identity. And one of the ways of getting rid of monarchy is with revolution or um worse. And we definitely don't want it to come to that. We don't want anyone to get hurt. Um and having the monarchy is fine, but the monarchy having as much power and influence, it distracts from so many important things that really ought to be the topic of discussion. It's a distraction. And watching some airhead go to a tennis tournament as opposed to really debating the important issues of the day, I don't know how that helps anyone. I really don't know how that helps anyone. So, but I'll let that be their problem. As long as they leave the Sussexes alone, I really don't care. Thank you, LDSW. Thank you for 45 brave months of membership. It couldn't have been easy. That's all I can say is it couldn't have been easy. 45 months of bad singing and terrible jokes and lots of sipping and slurping on coffee and smoothies and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how you survived, but I'm glad you did. Okay. Um, is that what I want? No. Hmm. Oh, there we go. All right. So I'm going to take that away and I'm going to do this and we are good to go. No, not like that. Like this. Okay, we're good. So I love this photo right here. I love that everyone in that room is there for a particular reason, including the Sussexes. And in spite of all of that, let the world burn down around us, but we will always have each other. That's what I get from watching the Sussexes move through this world. Um, During time of war and peace, rising and falling of empires, um, through innovations of science and um, language and art, it doesn't matter. The one thing that seems to be a constant is Harry and Meghan, and I just love this for them because all of the people that were saying, "Oh, I just it's I give them 2 years. I give them 2 years. Oh, it's going to end in a flood of tears." I am still impressed with, of all people, I know I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am still impressed with Lady C, who just simply told her people, "Stop counting the days, because it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen." Now, if someone that negative and so jaded and awful can recognize their devotion to each other, then it's time for the rest of those people to give it a rest. But they find comfort in wishing Archie and Lily have a horrible childhood. It's a lot of people that are so cruel and mean spirited. Every day they're hoping that they're going to wake up to Diana and that creepy guy that she married. When, yes, you can wake up to that, but you'll find it at Kensington Palace. You won't find it in Montecito. You need look no further than Kensington Palace, Anmer Hall, Adelaide Cottage, um, Forest Lodge, whatever place that is in Scotland, and I'm pretty sure they got another place. You need look no further than that. You can go to Windsor Castle. All you have to do is follow Will and Kate, and you will get all of that negative stuff that you can possibly want in a lifetime. But you need not look at Montecito. Okay? You need not look at Montecito. And I love this. I love this. Now, I just found out that you can actually, well, okay, I don't know how else to put it. I asked the AI to adjust the color on this photo, and it did. Now, I'm just as terrified of AI as anybody, but you ask and you shall receive. You see what I mean? You just say, "Hey, AI, can you fix that color for me?" And they did. They fixed it. You see that? Look at the left and look at the right. I mean, it's still just enough of the glow to make it enchanting, but then at the same time, they fixed it. So I am super, super impressed. So what would have been, an interesting photo, it turns into something that is more natural. So, okay, score one for AI. As much as it terrifies me, um, and there's another thing that I asked it to do one day. I wanted to use a picture, well, a background that had an advertisement in the middle of it. And I just said, "Hey, can you take that dark part out the middle?" And it was like a black square in the middle. And it made a perfect pattern. So, ooh, that's scary. But yeah, so AI cleaned that up for me. I didn't do it myself. All I had to do was just ask. So, you know what? You guys hold on. I'm going to ask AI, "Hey, AI, can you add about, I don't know, um, a couple of decimal points to my checking account?" You know what I'm saying? Can you add a few zeros to my checking account? I'm going to ask AI. AI, what can you do to make my checking account bigger? So, or AI, where do I find a winning lottery ticket? Oh man. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start asking AI. Nadine Burke, thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. I really, really do appreciate it. Okay. So there you go. And and then the one on the right side there. Oh, I think I put that other one too many times, but yeah, the one on the right side. Did I do that already? I guess I did. But anyway, I'm enjoying these pictures. I just love it. I love how they are in their own Sussex world. I am so happy for both of them. I really am. I'm so, instead of having like a whiff of jealousy, I'm just happy that they found each other and that they're good company for each other. And if the trolls will just leave them alone, just think of all of the great things that they can do for this world. Yeah, if the trolls will just leave them alone, think of all of the great things that they could do for this world. But it hurts me that that the press managed to uh, ruin relationships for Harry. They created this very hostile atmosphere where both Harry and his brother, they lost friends because they thought people were betraying them and such. And it turns out the tabloids were hacking their phones and spying on them and everything. Well, it didn't work out for Willie. I don't think Willie is as happy as he wants to be. Maybe he's living a dual life or something like that. But by God, Harry is happy. Hallelujah. And well deserved, too. Oh, really? Okay. Because I usually do a lot of editing, but you know what? I am going to try that. I'm going to ask AI to restore some photos for me. Well, thank you so much for that information. I am definitely going to try that. I'm still scared. I'm still scared. I'm a little scared of it, but I mean, the technology is there. We may as well use it. You know what I'm saying? Until the robots come after us, we may as well use the technology. Oh, well. Oh, and this picture right here, I don't think you guys seen this one, but I love this. Look at those people there. You got David Foster. You have Catherine Foster. That's what she has on her Instagram. And you have the People's Prince, Prince Harry. And there, of course, is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and on and on and on. I love this. What inspires me about this is that they have been, when I say they, I'm talking about those people at the palace and, of course, the tabloids. They have been working so hard to prevent images like this. Oh, they've been working hard. They have been doing the extra to try to stop this from happening. And yet, once again, the Duke and Duchess have dominated the news cycle. They have dominated the news cycle. I mean, this whole thing, eh, Harry looking absolutely razor sharp, and then Meghan, a breath of fresh air. So majestic, so regal. You just cannot put a price tag on that. I mean, just as what's her name would say, Anita of My Duke and I, Meghan is the moment. She is the absolute moment, and they just cannot take it. Oh, okay. Let's see. For black people in the photo, ask the AI to apply a white neutral balance. Okay, I will do that. And if you guys don't understand what that's about, let me tell you. I haven't mentioned this in a long time, but I'll just tell you now. Years ago, photographs were not made for black people. The film companies, they did not use anyone that was very melanated as a way to adjust the color in photos. And so this is like it almost kind of makes you sick on the stomach, but I'm just going to tell you why they finally remedied that problem. It wasn't for us, it was for Sears and Montgomery Ward. You can look up this information if you want. It's very interesting. Um, they would produce these catalogs and they wanted to sell furniture. A lot of it was made of wood. Well, the browns in the wood would look green or yellow or anything but what they wanted it to look or how they wanted it to appear. And so that was one of the main driving forces to finally address the way color film was exposed as far as black people were concerned. And so a lot of old photos, um, well, they look horrible. They look horrible. They have not aged very well. And fortunately, we're in modern times. So even if you had a film camera, it's much better than it was before. And also television. Television cameras, the same thing. Oprah Winfrey had to hire a lighting expert who used a combination of pink and white filters to balance her skin tone. Because for years, television was not really made for black people. So, yeah, but thanks for reminding us about that or informing us about that because it's just one of those things that if you're old enough, then you understand. But if you're not old enough, or if it never has applied to you, but again, you just look through some old photos and you can see it. I know, I know. They respected an inanimate object more than black human beings. Yep, it was because they had problems selling furniture. I mean, do I look like a a console stereo? Do I look like a coffee table? Fix it. Oh man. Um oh yeah. They had some filters where they were trying to make black and white television appear as though it was a color television. I remember my uncle who used to buy every tech that comes down the pike. He purchased like this giant magnifying film that you would put in front of the television to make it into a much bigger screen. Well, that didn't work so well. But I think he was the first one in the family to have a video cassette recorder back in the late 70s. Ooh, y'all showing your age. Speaking of age, look at this. There's not much daylight, if any, between the summer of 2016 and the summer of 2026. You see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Um, this just bothers some people. Instead of celebrating these moments, celebrating Harry's success and finding a partner who has been able to help him um, navigate this crazy world that he was born into. Um, Instead of celebrating that, all they could think of is how can we tear them apart? Or how about this one? Harry, you're welcome back to the UK anytime. Just leave your wife and children behind. Come on, Harry, you can do it. It's so sick. Sick. Do you hear me? Sick. They're animals. So, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, beams. My husband loves bagpipes as as she and Prince Harry share banter with Scottish band at event to support music mogul friend. I don't know what to think. I mean, it's a positive headline. Now, I didn't read the article, but I mean, I'm pretty sure there's something snarky hidden in there somewhere. It's got to be. It's the Daily Mail. Huh. Even the caption, uh, nothing negative. I don't see a mention of the price of their home. I don't know how many bathrooms that they have. They haven't mentioned the bathrooms in so long, I forget how many they have. And remember back in the day, they were adding like maybe 2 toilets a week. Every time they mentioned it, they had another toilet, another powder room or whatever. Now there's no mention of it. Thank God. Now, Meghan wears chic asymmetric gown with meaningful earrings. And that is Elle magazine. Or how about this? Quietly elegant look still turned heads on the red carpet this week. And who is at the very center of that? Why, it's Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. And by the way, this just goes on and on and on. Anytime the Sussexes are out, anytime Meghan in particular hits the red carpet, I think they start planning vacations that they may not have been able to afford just the week before. Like right here, Meghan los pendientes de Lady Di con el vestido asimétrico más elegante. So what they're trying to say is that Meghan is wearing Princess Diana's earrings and she looked elegant. So, uh, por favor, vaya con Diaz, arrivederci. What's the other one? Au revoir. No, that's French. Um, hmm. Y'all come back now here. Anyway, no, that's Beverly Hillbilly. You know how they say goodbye. But I tell you, oh, you guys are looking at a different picture. There it is right there. That's what I was reading. Meghan Markle, los pendientes, pendientes de Lady Di con el vestido asimétrico más elegante. Okay, so I know más means more, and I get the elegant, and that is asymmetric. But what is vestido? And can I dip it in salsa? What is vestido? Is it okay to dip that in salsa? I like vestidos. I like vestidos with nacho cheese, and sometimes I like it with a 7-layer dip. Now I'm making myself hungry. Anyway, whenever I speak Spanish, I nearly cause a race riot. Oh, it means dress. Thank you. So vestido is a dress. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you too. All right. The best dressed stars of the week found beauty in restraint. You know, Megan's quiet luxury. Megan is bringing a whole new customer to quiet luxury. That's why you see a lot of people toning it down. I think that the tabloid media, they try to downplay Megan's contribution to fashion. And instead, they like to mock her and they like to um, print off, well, not just print, but they allow a bunch of negative comments to flourish and such. And the derangers, they just do not handle this very well, do they? They are just um it's like a punch in the gut for them that Megan has been so successful when it comes to dressing elegant and chic and fashionably without a whole bunch of, you know, jewelry and sequins and beads and all. She don't need it. She doesn't need it. It's not even so much what she wears as how she wears it. There are some people that can just ooze sophistication like that. And she just happens to be one of them. So, uh, if you're listening to Rangers, I don't know what to tell y'all. Either you have it or you don't. Fashion is something you buy, but taste, you either have it or you don't have it. But I have seen some of the comments that oh, she looks like she's wearing a drapery. She looks like she doesn't own an iron. I mean, Megan wears linen, and I do mean the best possible linen that you can buy. Not all linen, not all wool, any of those natural fibers, not all of them are created equal. The way it's processed, the length and age of the wool or the fur or whatever, all of those things make a difference. And so I have learned from watching some of these people on the social media. There's this one guy, he has a series called Chasing Fashion. And he actually broke down the whole process for taking the inferior wool or the inferior linen and making it so that when you are in the store, you run your hand across it and it feels perfect. But there's certain things you can look for on the tag, and that's how you know you got the good stuff. That's why it costs more. It doesn't cost more just to show off how much money you have. It costs more because everything is so much more um, time honored traditional um, manufacturing as opposed to some big mechanized factory where they have all these inferior. I mean, that is one of the things I love about French fashion is that a lot of women in France, they don't have the biggest wardrobe, but they have quality stuff that they can keep wearing for years. And it never goes out of fashion, you know? And it's just it's a good investment instead of disposable fashion. So, yeah, Megan is years ahead of so many people that have been trying to look down upon her. Years ahead of them. Yes, she sparkles on her own. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, I'm just looking at a couple of your comments here. Let's see. Translation: Meghan wears Princess Diana's earrings with the most elegant asymmetric dress. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Um, that's exactly what they said. That's exactly what they said. And stunning pictures. They are absolutely stunning. So, royal guests dazzle as stars walk the red carpet at David Foster's Foundation Gala. Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, were among the guests as the David Foster Foundation celebrated 40 years in Victoria on Friday night. Dare I say, if it wasn't for the fact that the Sussexes were there, would we even know that this happened? Would we even know that this happened? This is why I say it is only fair that the Sussexes earn a lot of money because they are making a lot of money for some pretty shady, crappy people. Is that from the Express? The Daily Express UK? Meghan wows in new picture with Prince Harry? Did she? And you're going to tell us that? You're okay with letting us know that Meghan wows? There's not a picture of that other person in the article or anything like that. It's just Meghan and Harry, huh? Okay. I still think you're up to something, but okay, I accept. Yes, I accept. Oh, speaking of I accept, thank you to the squatty that sent a PayPal. I accept. Thank you so much for that. Okay. And Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, wears Princess Diana's diamond earrings for a rare red carpet date night. Or as Barbara Walters would say, Wagan, Duchess of Sussex, swears Princess Diana's Wyman Wewings for a rare red uh, for a well-wed carpet wait night. Okay, okay. Listen, I haven't done Barbara Walters in a long time, so just please let me have that. I have to do Barbara Walters like at least twice a month. Otherwise, otherwise I get weird. So okay, so I'm done. I got it out of my system, and now I can just move on and do my thing here. What's that? Rendering, oh, rather, you were rendering rather. Uh, um, Charles told certain ones in the British media to lay off the Sussexes. Interesting that we're seeing some positive press in places. Yeah, that's true. I am shocked. There has been some pretty positive headlines. Even with the whole what is that lady's name? Um, Stewart, Martha Stewart. Um, a lot of the tabloids actually mentioned the fact that the Sussexes or someone claiming to represent the Sussexes, someone who claimed they were at the party, pushed back, and they actually printed that. So um, it's not the biggest progress in the world, but I'll take it. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to do Barbara Walters again. Okay, just a little bit. Good evening, Royal Sussex. Okay, I'm no more Barbara. No more Barbara. I love this. This reminds me of that Spider-Man photo where you have the three Spider-Men pointing at each other. That's what that reminds me of. I wonder if I can get AI to make over that photo. It's like a famous comic strip image of Spider-Man. Three spider. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, I'll show you. Is he there? Kind of reminds me of that. I wonder if they know that that looks like a famous picture of Spider-Man. Now there is a seedier version of that. I mean, it is absolutely disgusting. And I am going to share it with you. I hope you don't have a weak stomach, but here goes. Yeah, that Spider-Man. Uh-huh. Yeah. Which is which? Kind of hard to tell, isn't it? So you have the original, and then you have the Palace version, and then of course there's this one. So it was R, L, and W words she couldn't say. Yes, saying the W's and W's and the wells, she could not say war, well, or W's. That gave her that was problematic for her. If it had a rar or a well or a W, someone as famous as Baba Wawa found it very difficult to say those particular letters and words. So if Barbara Walters was to introduce me, she would say, and now let's go to Royal Wessex. Hi, Royal Wessex. Maybe she should let Wolfie Wolgerg, she should have had Wolfie Wolgerg do that. Or maybe Swelly Sweppet. Swelly Sweppet, Wolfie Wolgerg, and who else was on the show? Um, Elizabeth Wassawas. Elizabeth Wassawas. Shelly Sweppet, Wolfie Rolgerg, and Swelly Swepper. Listen, you guys, that is just cruel. Barbara Walters is not here to defend herself, so I beg you all to stop. Just stop it. She deserves whatever respect and honors that she gets for being a woman in journalism who did her best to, um, you know, embarrass and destroy people's careers. Yeah. And then there's these few photos that you may have missed from Friday night's event. And uh, don't forget that gown is navy blue. It's not black. It was navy blue. Meghan wore navy blue. Now, it would have been interesting if Harry would have wore a navy blue tuxedo. There are some guys that have worn the very dark navy blue tuxedos. And the reason why is because in the early days of color television, no, actually, it wasn't television. In the early days of colored films, when they used the Technicolor and all that kind of stuff, um, you may notice in a lot of those old movies, you'll see someone like Tony Randall or Rock Hudson or whoever, you'll see them wearing these navy blue tuxedos. Well, the reason why is because it looked better on camera. I think the black tuxedos may have looked green. Why did they wear navy blue tuxedos in the old Technicolor movies? Now, I'm testing my knowledge right now. Okay, you want to hear the answer? I'm testing my knowledge, my ability to recall. It says here, in old Technicolor and Hollywood films, actors often wore very dark blue, specifically midnight blue tuxedos because pure black fabric absorbed heavy studio lighting and appeared flat, dusty, or lacked detail on camera. Midnight blue created rich visual depth, holding its shape and looking blacker than black under intense lights. Oh, okay. Well, okay, so the green part, I guess I just kind of made that up. But yeah, that's why they wore the very dark midnight blue, navy blue tuxedos. It was the only way to lift the texture and the shape so that it would be visibly appealing on camera. Ah, well, you learned something new today. You always learn something interesting on Royal Sussex, I hope. Yeah, and there's a bunch of articles. Midnight blue, blacker than black, um, classic tuxedo or midnight blue under ballroom lights. James Bond preference for midnight blue dinner jackets. Huh. Well, there you go. So if you ever see someone wearing a dark blue tuxedo, that is classy, I think. Okay, let's continue. Oh, I have been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this. I took way too much time trying to put this together. You guys, I don't think you have any ideas. Sometimes it's easier way to do things, but I just like for my, stuff to be um they have certain a certain style to it. And so sometimes I get obsessed and I take way too long. So I was doing a bunch of editing, but I wasn't sure that I could share the clip. So I decided to do it like this with a bunch of slides. So let me get my slides ready. And hmm. Okay. All right. Ready? Here we go.
Tell me something women probably find attractive about Prince Harry.
His body.
His body.
His smile.
His smile.
Okay. If you haven't guessed by now, Prince Harry was the topic on Family Feud. And so this has been trending all over social media. I tell you, someone is up late right now in Kensington Palace having a fit, or up early. Okay, so that's the thing, the question. I'm going to start it over from the beginning.
Top 5 answers on the board. Tell me something women probably find attractive about Prince Harry.
His body.
His body.
His smile.
His smile.
Let's play. Let's play. Let's play.
Marvin, tell me something women probably find attractive about Prince Harry.
Here's money, Steve.
He has money.
Yeah.
Hey, Nixie, something women.
Okay, yes, his money. I decided to just group that with some of Prince Harry's charitable donations, like Royal Charities set for major windfall thanks to Prince Harry's donation and significant legacy. And then here on the right, you may remember Harry back in 2025 makes a 1.1 million pound personal donation to children in need in latest charm offensive, says the Daily Mail, as Prince William announces funding for a homeless charity. You know, Prince William had to echo. Okay, ready? Let's keep going.
Probably find attractive about Prince Harry.
His royalty.
He's royalty.
Yeah.
Kiara, tell me something women probably find attractive about Prince Harry.
He's famous.
He's famous. Okay. I want to thank you. That was a regular answer. Thank you so much. That's all your other answers. Woo! Liam, only one strike. Something women probably find attractive about Prince Harry.
I'm guessing his hair, Steve.
His hair.
Yeah.
Clear the board, Cash. One answer left. Something women probably find attractive about Prince Harry.
His style.
His style. Marvin, 2 strikes. Got to be careful. Richard's family can steal.
His home.
His home. Tell me something women probably find attractive about Prince Harry.
His accent.
His accent. Top 5 answers on.
Okay. So as you can see, I spent a month of Sundays putting these slides together. Listen, I had fun doing it though. I did. So yeah, 5 things women love about Prince Harry. So of course, Prince Harry, the Dragon Slayer, his smile, 23 points. Now remember, yeah, I think it was a total of 90 points. So 23 points for that. And oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? it was it 23 out of anyway, why do they have 46 up there? Anyway, I don't know. But anyway, that gave them 23 points. And then his money, him being, of course, a royal, and they got that wrong. And of course, the ginger, the redhead. And then, of course, his style, that was wrong. Although I'm surprised that wasn't one of the things, because Harry has definitely been very stylish these days. And of course, his home, that was not an answer either. But his accent was the final answer. So those are the things that people like about Prince Harry. Now that's a word I haven't seen in forever, debonair. All right, good on you. I love that. Now that shows a very expansive vocabulary. Oh yeah, jealous, 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 jealous. I wonder if this is going to make it into the tabloids. So far, I haven't seen it in the tabloids, but I hope they do, because we already know that William reads the Times of London, the Daily Mail, the Express. We got a picture where those papers are in the pocket of the doors of the door pockets of the helicopter. So yeah, there you go. His face and his smile, his money, his red hair, royalty power, and of course, accent. Those are the big turn-ons. Now, you are going to love this. It's a very short one, but I am going to share it with you. As a matter of fact, I am going to just share the actual video. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. I see. There we go.
Meghan. I'm gonna need everyone to pause because this is my favorite version of Meghan Markle. Fully moisturized, incredibly chic, stepping out in a $6,000 cashmere dress, giving zero care about her mountain of haters. While people are writing a full-page dissertation about her, she's living in quiet luxury and minding her business. The level of unbothered grace is astronomical, and you have to respect it. Meghan. I'm gonna need everyone to pause because this is my favorite version of Meghan Markle. Fully moisturized, incredibly chic, stepping out in a $6,000 cashmere dress, giving zero care about her mountain of haters. While people are writing a full-page dissertation about her, she's living in quiet luxury and minding her business.
Oh, wow. 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 Oh my God, I love that. Oh, wow. Wow is right. Wow is right. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that one up. Let me see here. You know what, guys? Okay, I don't even know how long this one is, but I kind of want to just look at this one. Meghan Markle is trolled for Paris video because the internet is the worst. Yet again, the Duchess of Sussex was accused of tasteless behavior But exactly what can she do right? Another day, another Meghan Markle controversy. This time it's an Instagram video, a few seconds of Paris at night shot from the back of a car. A seemingly innocent clip that anyone might take on a Parisian vacation, but in the Duchess of Sussex's case, everything she does is ripe for interpretation. Over the weekend, the Duchess of Sussex made her debut at Paris Fashion Week. Wearing a white Balenciaga trouser set, she supported her friend Pierpaolo Piccioli at his first show as creative director for the brand. After the show, Meghan took the aforementioned clip, and suddenly social media users and royal commentators collectively lost their minds. In her Instagram story, the Pont Alexandre, the third bridge, is visible out her car window, and Meghan puts her feet up on the seat as the lights of Paris whiz by. While it all seems like the kind of lifestyle content you'd see anywhere on Instagram, Princess Diana was killed in a 1997 car accident in an underpass of the Pont de l'Alma, which is nearby, and somehow people started connecting the Duchess of Sussex video to her late mother-in-law. The words tasteless and insensitive were thrown around in headlines covering how the Duchess posted the video in an area near where Diana died, and royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams called the move beyond stupid and utterly bewildering in the Daily Mail. She couldn't possibly have intended to be disrespectful, but it's another example of the Sussexes doing something that makes no sense at all, he told the publication. On X, Meghan was even accused of next-level psychotic behavior by posting the clip on her story. There's no denying the emotional weight of that Paris tunnel, but context matters. The Duchess didn't film the entrance to the tunnel, and passing close to the bridge where Diana died is something anyone attending Paris Fashion Week might do, as one fan on X pointed out. Unless she used a helicopter, how else was she to get across the city? She is driving past either Pont d'Alma or Pont Alexandre III. If anyone else in the royal family had posted the same video, it might have earned heart emojis or living her best life comments. Instead, it became another example of how Meghan can't win. If she's too quiet, she's hiding. If she's too visible, well, who does she think she is? It brings to mind America Ferrera's brilliant Barbie monologue about being a woman, where she states, "It turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault." Maybe the truth behind the video is exactly what it looked like. A mom of two enjoying an exciting night during Fashion Week. Sometimes a video is just a video, and a woman in Paris is simply enjoying the view. Okay, so there you have it. They were so triggered because of the attention that Meghan received at Fashion Week. It was the biggest thing that happened at a Paris Fashion Week in a long time. I mean, not to take anything away from Fashion Week, but come on. And if that Left Behind Royal were to do the same, I think the big fashion moment that Left Behind Royal had, the only one that I can think of, was that gold dress. You know, the one that looks identical to Martha Stewart's gold dress. Yes, when she wore the same dress as an 80-year-old woman, people noticed that. But aside from that, she need not bother, because nobody's interested and nobody cares. That's what's so sad. No one's interested and no one cares. There's no way that that left behind could have pulled that off. You know, they do a whole bunch of like what do you call it? All a bunch of these positive headlines and they try to build up the drama and everything and it just does not work. She's just not that interesting. And she's never going to be that interesting. Meghan, absolutely, all the way. But the left behind, not so much. Her biggest fashion night, she dressed up like Martha Stewart in an identical dress as Martha Stewart. And that was a big night for her. It's pretty sad on balance, isn't it? Kate Middleton and Martha Stewart wore the same gold dress. Lackluster, sedate, boring. I mean, you just couldn't make that up. Now, to be fair, there was a slightly different sleeve, I think. As a matter of fact, I do have the photo. Let me show it to you. I may as well just show it to you. Let's see here. Okay. All right, coming up. This was Kate's biggest fashion night. This one right here. She went to whatever 007 movie and she wore this gold dress. Now, the dress is stunning. It is. As a matter of fact, I even said she looks good. That is a good look for her. She doesn't have too much hair. Although the hairstyle, now that I look at it again, that hairstyle, I'm like, oh, honey, what's going on with your head? Let me see the back of it. Okay, the back of it is not so bad. I don't know what happened in the front, but the back of it wasn't so bad. It's a good dress. It's a nice look for her. But as I said, as far as Kate is concerned, this is as good as it gets. This is as good as it gets. But Meghan has had so many of those moments again and again and again. And sometimes when she has that moment, it can be as it was at the recent black tie event, or it could be something like Meghan wearing that long tan coat and sunglasses. They talked about that for a week. It just captured people's imagination. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now, that's beautiful. It is. It's beautiful. And her hair looks fantastic in the back. I don't know what happened in the front. In the front, it doesn't really speak to me. But the back of it, beautiful, elegant. She looks good. And that's the best look I think that she's ever had. She's had a couple of others, but that's a good look for her. And so I hope she gets as much mileage out of that as possible, because aside from that, it has been pretty much downhill all the way. And then listen, guys, I have to tell you this. So the other day, I saw one of the Deranger accounts. I didn't even notice this, but maybe you all did, maybe you didn't. But Kate Middleton wore a cape dress to Wimbledon. I believe it was green. And it had a very like Meghan-esque cape to it. And that's what she wore to Wimbledon. I've seen it, but I didn't notice it until someone pointed it out. And you know why? Because Kate was wearing. That's why I didn't notice it, because Kate was wearing it. If it was somebody else wearing it, then I probably would have noticed it. But because Kate has a way of pulling the energy out of the nicest outfit, she does something to destroy the energy of it. Instead of feng shui, she has what they call no way, because it's no way to even get any positive energy from her. So yeah, she don't have feng shui. She got no way. And it was a stunning dress. And I feel bad that I didn't notice it, but like I said, Kate was wearing it. And so not only did I not notice, but everybody who was there didn't notice it. It just seemed like more of Kate. Boring, lackluster, unappealing, kind of dowdy. That is a real talent, that you could take something expensive and well made and make it look like disposable fashion. How does she do that? How does she do that? I mean, she could take some of the nicest garments and just turn them into rags. All she has to do is put them on. And it just takes the whole value down. I mean, the bottom drops out of it so fast. So, you know, I don't know how she does it. They made so much of Meghan wearing this white. Oh, with some very vicious memes and all that kind of stuff. And yet, the reaction from people who understand the assignment and understood what Meghan was doing, they got it. And it's one of those things, you either get it or you don't get it. Oh, she's dressed up like the Pope. Oh, she looks like Charmans and all that kind of stuff. Whatever she was or was not doing, this works for Meghan. Whatever Kate is doing is either Martha Stewart or it's invisible. It is virtually invisible. If you want to take something elegant and chic and attractive and you want to do like a Houdini and make it disappear, you know what I'm saying? If you want to see a magic act, but you don't want to hire a magician, all you have to do is say, um, here, Kate, put this on, and it's going to disappear. It's going to be like the seat cover of a 1978 Volkswagen Beetle. It's just going to vanish. I mean, look at this. One of the biggest nights in your fashion life. Why does the front of her head look like that? Why does the front of her hair look like she ought to be banging some erasers down at a schoolhouse? It looks like she should be in a little red schoolhouse somewhere. Not at a movie premiere, not a red carpet. I mean, the back of it is kind of nice. But what happened to the front? What happened to the front? You know, where the face is. How is that framing her face? They never get it right. They just don't get it right. I mean, I don't know if that's a talent or what would you call that? You have a team of people putting your outfit together and you are being outshined by an 80-year-old woman. 80. So, yeah. So listen, it's not what I think, it's what the world thinks. Otherwise, if the world didn't feel that way, and of course, taste, fashion, art is all very subjective. I get that. But Kate is capable of destroying a brand over a weekend. Some of the best brands that come along in the last 20 years have shuttered right after Kate wore their outfits. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that there are some people that work in for some of these manufacturers that have caught on, and as soon as they look in the newspaper and they see Kate's wearing one of those outfits, I guess they just cancel their vacation. They go ahead and take the money out of their retirement because they're going to have to live on that for a while. Because by the time Kate gets to doing karate on those fashion brands, there's not going to be much fashion left. Everything she touches, she destroys. And yet, the derangers are making fun of Meghan. Meghan's got her act together. Can't say the same thing for Kate. Remember when Meghan wore the red dress? Now, as far as I'm concerned, the dress, once you take that overskirt off of it, the color is pretty. The shade of red is gorgeous. But at that point, it was just a dress. They made more out of it than we did. They made more out of it than we did. The hostility that Meghan faced for wearing that red dress, I still do not understand why they were so angry. This they should have been angry about. Kate running around looking like the mother of a solid gold dancer. That's what they should have been angry about. Kate running around looking like she's in the remake of Gypsy Rose. Yeah, like she's auditioning for Gypsy. Mm-mm. Boring. Boring. Can you say boring? Poor Kate. Now, let's see, what do we have here? JP Canobo. Gosh, I always wreck that. But anyway, let me give you the link. Let me start off with that. I'm going to give you the link. As I say, there are so few people out there that are really writing fair and balanced articles about the Sussexes. Feminagra, JP, and maybe a few others that have their Substack. And but they're very few and far in between. So it says here, you might think that once you have money, success, a global profile, and your own Wikipedia page, you would stop worrying about whether people think you are important. Apparently not. Some famous people still seem to feel an urgent need to demonstrate their importance, usually by telling us how close they are to somebody even more famous. Martha Stewart has provided a particularly odd recent example. Stewart said that she'd been at a dinner party where the Duchess of Sussex talked about her recent UK visit. There was one small problem. The host subsequently said that this simply wasn't true. According to the host, Meghan had mentioned that her family had enjoyed their holiday, but hadn't discussed the UK trip in any way, Stewart claimed. I know who I believe, but I also think there's a more interesting question either way. Why say it at all? Why say it at all? She's already Martha Stewart. She's spent decades building a global brand. She has books, television shows, businesses, and a name that is recognized around the world, though in some quarters only for going to prison for insiders trading. I think the answer is borrowed importance, an instinct many of us understand. You mentioned that you once met someone famous, or say you were invited somewhere interesting, or recount a conversation a famous person had with you. Recount a conversation that a famous person had with you. None of this is necessarily dishonest, but there's usually a small status calculation involved. The value isn't really in the information, which could be worthless. It's in having access to the information. I was there is more impressive than I read about it. And she told me is better still. It creates a hierarchy in which the famous person is the subject. You're the insider, and everyone else is the audience. The problem is that when the famous person is Meghan Sussex, the audience is rather large. The British press is going to twist it into a stick to beat Meghan with. And the Sussex squad isn't going to drop it until they've got to the bottom of it. You got that right. Now, Brooke Shields did a similar thing when she recounted an anecdote about a panel involving Meghan. Shields' version presented herself as having interrupted Meghan to make a point about her own experience of being sexualized as anyway, I don't want to say the rest of that, in Hollywood. But Shields' account was challenged by people who had watched the panel, was found to be less than accurate, and the podcast episode subsequently disappeared. Again, the interesting question is why Shields chose to tell that yarn. As with Stewart, it turned her from being somebody who had been in a room into one of the central characters in a story about Meghan. One of the fastest and easiest ways to increase your own status is to reduce someone else's. If the other person is more famous than you, and Meghan is more famous than pretty much everyone except perhaps the late Queen, who is, well, late, you can't compete with their fame. You can't compete with their fame, but you can imply that you know the truth about them. You can suggest they're less impressive privately, or that you saw through them. Suddenly, though they may have the millions of followers and a global profile, you are the person who knows better. That's a very satisfying position, but it also potentially quite stupid. It's also potentially quite stupid. Why risk irritating thousands or millions of people just to establish that you once had an interesting conversation. Inserting yourself into a story about a mega famous duchess will certainly get you attention, a headline, a few minutes of relevance, and approval perhaps from people who live to tear down the Duchess. But there's a problem with this particular form of status seeking. The harder you try to demonstrate your importance, the more obvious it becomes that you need people to notice it. People who are genuinely secure in their position rarely need to explain how important they are. They don't need to be they don't need to remind us who they had dinner with or tell us who confided in them. They don't need to turn a brief encounter into a starring role. So the person trying to look important can end up looking remarkably insecure. All for a headline, a little attention, and the knowledge that for at least one day, millions of strangers remembered you exist. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Feminegra. Now, that is some amazing writing, isn't it? So make sure, you guys, that you are subscribed to Feminegra. You click on that link, and anyway, there's a bunch of articles there. Feminegra and JP Kanoba, they don't just talk about royal stuff. They talk about other topics. And for that matter, I invite you guys to follow or sign up for Celibitchy's newsletter. Some great writing. So now, of course, Celibitchy, the big difference is that they do more direct quotes from the news source. And you don't get as much of that with the other two. But hey, Celibitchy's been around for a long time, and they know the royals. And they've made some really, really great predictions. So, okay. So there you have it. Oh, my God. What is that they say? Bring out the Kraken. Enters the buffoon. Sarah Vine, 10 years of Meghan. What might have been and where it's all went wrong. Oh my God. How many times that we have to question history? Do we have to relive this thing and that thing? You guys, they are making so much money from Harry and Meghan, mostly Meghan. They are making tons of money. This is the most unnecessary column. Once again, we're going to question, or we're going to point out a particular moment, a turn of events that caused all of the misunderstanding. By the way, I'm not going to share the article. Taking a look at that hideous individual is enough punishment for you guys, so I won't share the article. But that troll, that human troll, that evil, mean-spirited, they do, I get paid for my opinion. That's what they always say, is that they get paid for their opinion. I don't have the capital necessary to pay you to keep your opinion to yourself. But I'm just going to ask nicely, please keep your opinions to yourself. Nobody needs it. You're giving us a history lesson that nobody wants. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from all the way from Bug Tussle, Tennessee, Jethro Bodine's sister, the very interesting Jethrine. So let's give a big hand to Jethrine, who has visited all the way from Bug Tussle, Tennessee. Yeah, if you're a fan of the Beverly Hillbillies, if you know, you know. But I always wondered what happened to Jethrine, and now I know. Jethrine is alive and well. There she is in the flesh. Whose flesh is unclear, but there she is in the flesh. And lots of it. Lots of it. Hateful person. Is this Princess Kate's best hair era ever? If you have to ask, that's like asking, um, would you use the same shampoo that cousin It used on the Addams Family? Would you use the same shampoo that cousin It used? Well, I guess if you want more volume, you would, but either way, um, sometimes Kate and William reminds me of the Addams Family. Kate, of course, being cousin It. I got that from Legs. Legs has compared Kate to cousin It. It almost seems like a very distant memory. And in some cases, it seems like a pretty bad joke. But do you guys remember the summer that they tried to convince us that Kate Middleton's hair had been bleached by the sun, that the sun bleached her hair into that dishwater gold or dishwater brown or whatever it is? And what was really sad and desperate is that the person who always tries to lend cover for Will and Kate even took the lead in trying to explain to us that what appears to be peroxide, what appears to be lye or peroxide or boric acid, whatever she used, is actually just sun-kissed hair. Yeah, they tried to make us believe that Kate Middleton had not succumbed to peroxide, that she did not instruct her hairstylist to dye her hair so she can slowly turn into a blonde. No, 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 nay. And if that wasn't enough, she had the nerves to do something even more bizarre. I'm telling you, if that is not a wig, I don't know what that is. And if you guys are thinking to yourselves, "Oh, leave her alone. She's been ill. She's had chemotherapies." And nah, Kate has been putting those wigs on since I'm gonna say, ooh, how long has she been doing the wigs? It's been a while. The only difference is that the hair keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Dangerously large hair. On the left, extensions. On the right, wig. You know, there's always saying, "Oh, does my hair look too wiggy?" Yes. If you have to ask, yes. I mean, she is wigged out of her mind. I mean, my scalp is just sweating and itching just looking at it. That is too much hair. That is way too much hair. So, what did Rebecca English say about Kate Middleton's blonde hair? You guys remember? It says here, royal expert Rebecca English did not issue a specific or standalone statement dedicated to Kate Middleton's transitional blonde highlights. While the Princess of Wales' lighter hair color sparked widespread media and internet commentary, English's reporting focused instead on chronicling Kate's gradual return to public duty and official engagements. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for the one where she tried to convince us that the sun had bleached her hair. Oh, no, it's there somewhere. But they tried to convince us that it was just the photo. And then after the photo, it was the sun. After all, Kate's out in the sun a lot. Wait a minute. I thought she couldn't go out in the sun. I thought she was supposed to avoid the sunlight. Y'all make up your mind. You know it's damage control when Rebecca English gets involved. I'll just say that. You know that it's damage control when they have to call upon Rebecca English. That's when you know there's trouble. Just like when Kate Middleton didn't go to the Royal Ascot that year, Rebecca English wasn't even supposed to be on television at all. Or not television, but she wasn't supposed to be on camera. And what happened? There she was out there running block for Kate Middleton. I don't know how much they pay her, but I do believe that she is definitely singing for her supper. She's just not eating it as much, but she is definitely singing for her supper. Well, she's got her work cut out for her. Let me see here. Oh, this one reporter said, no, it was a hairstylist. He said, I am shocked and horrified and dismayed and disgusted by all the nasty comments about the Princess of Wales today. A woman's hair is very personal to her. It's armor, defense, confidence, and so much more. Well, I tell you what, anything as jacked up as that is definitely armor. That looks like armor to me. With something like that, you don't even need a helmet. It is a helmet. You don't even need a helmet. Here's another one. The color is lighter, very blonde, and the volume pumped instant debate about whether it was entirely natural. Within minutes, social media was buzzing On X, the usual whirlpool of royal conspiracy theories churned. Wigs, illness, even claims of impending tragedy. Instagram, typically a more supportive environment for her appearances, was just as frenzied. Now, you know what? Anytime somebody look upside your head and say that your hairstyle is an impending tragedy, you in trouble, girl. You in trouble, girl. I mean, how many people have had their hair dubbed a pending tragedy? Huh? How many people have that happened to? And here's the real thing that let's see, it says here, it's official. The Princess of Wales is entering autumn as a blonde. Kate has been subtly going lighter over the past year. But when she arrived for an engagement at the Natural History Museum today with Prince with Prince William, her signature chestnut brown manes was entirely transformed. You could say that again. You could say that again. And isn't it a bit redundant? It should be illegal. You're entering a natural history museum with hair that looks like it was colored by Chernobyl. Her hair looks like it was colored by the Chernobyl nuclear reactor. So if you're going to go someplace natural, anything with the name natural in it, please don't go in a place like that with your hair all jacked up and bleached out like that, because that's not natural. That is anything but natural. So, okay. I think if anybody has such a drastic change of hair, you should be banned from entering a natural history museum, right? You should be banned from entering a natural history museum. Also, you should be banned from singing or listening to or even humming the words of Natural Woman. Yeah, because again, that is not natural. That is 100% synthetic. I don't even think it's just hair color. I promise you, I think that is a wig. It looks like a wig to me. How do you expect somebody to take you serious when you come out with that much hair? I mean, it's jarring. It really is jarring. I'm sorry to say it, but it's jarring. It's like if you see it, you're just like, you know what I mean? It just kind of takes your breath away, like, that kind of reaction. It would scare me. I mean, I don't know how things go in her household, but I tell you, if I turned to the doorway and I saw my mama standing there with that much hair, I'd run. I would run. I'd be like, okay, girl, you got this whole house to yourself. I'm out of here. I think it would scare me. It is frightening though. That is a frightening amount of hair. A terrifying amount of hair. I saw Pose and I didn't see any hair that big. All the years of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I've never seen such a striking, jarring, shocking hairstyle just kind of pop up overnight. Make my hair look like Meghan's, but don't make it look too obvious. uh, make my hair look like Meghan's, but don't make it look too obvious. And what happened? The exact opposite. The exact opposite. I think if Meghan tried to wear that much hair, it would break her stilettos. I believe it would break her stilettos. I think her stilettos would just kind of, like, womp. They would just kind of bend. They would bend and collapse from the pressure. Anyway, now we know why she always got her head hanging sideways. Even Liz Jones, there's so many similar comments about Kate's hair. No one else will confront it. So I will. Promise? Promise? We all had a tantalizing glimpse of Kate's new hair color at the end of last month when she was being driven to church near Balmoral. The eagle-eyed among us blew up the photo on our phones. You couldn't miss it. You could not miss it. You didn't have to blow up the photo. You couldn't miss it. How do you miss something like that? Overnight, for her hair to, it was such a drastic change and not a very good one. Anyway, I hope she don't never do that again. Please don't do that again. I would be embarrassed if that was, and look at that. It's not the first time on the left side. Same bleached hair, but it looks like somebody just took the wig right out of the package and just here, put this on, girl. And then in the middle, remember I said she didn't just start wearing wigs after she had her phantom treatments. She began wearing those big wigs back in 2023. When there were rumors about a royal divorce, somebody started wearing bigger hair, bigger clothes. None of their clothes fit. It was just like everything was oversized. So that middle photo, that is Kate wearing what appears to be a wig, a huge Lola Falana Las Vegas Review wig. Huge, massive. And then if you take a look on the right side, early in her career as a royal princess, the Duchess of Cambridge, she actually walked out the house like that one day. Somebody should have stopped her. Like, mom, Her Majesty the Queen, it's just not done like that. But she did it anyway. She wore those little short skirts and giant hair. If you ask me, I think she was very much disrespecting Queen Elizabeth. Very disrespectful. You see, the press really has a very short attention span, and they have collective amnesia. It's not Meghan who's been disrespectful to Queen Elizabeth. It's William and Kate. William by not working, William by not attending things that were important to the Queen on the calendar, but also William and Kate, because Kate didn't work very much. And when she did, she always wore something inappropriate, something too short and hair that was too big. Way too big. But remember, Meghan is the problem, not Kate. Now, Hello Magazine, less than 24 hours after confirming their separation after 26 years together and 22 years of marriage, Strictly Come Dancing star James and Ola Jordan have spoken out about how they are feeling while also revealing some of the challenges James is currently facing. In other words, separation. 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 Come on. They are separated. Separated. Come on. They are separated. Yes, this is the couple. Actually, I think it was more him. See there, James Jordan labels Meghan and Harry's documentary trash in heated row with Dancing on Ice star. Former Strictly Come Dancing pro James Jordan weighed in on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's new documentary series while debating with DOI star Mark Hanretty on social media. Should have kept your mouth to yourself. And you know what? This is not the look at there. However, Mark doubled down on his earlier attacks on the press as again he complained about their negativity surrounding the controversial series. He wrote, however, everyone thinks of Harry and Meghan, who'll be the first to stand down, chose positive news rather than moaning, shaming, and complaining. Is it because the media knows the British public will only buy that trash, or Brits only buy that trash because that's what they're fed? Seemingly agreeing with him, James then responded, and Brits watch the trash there on they oh god, that's small. The trash they are in on Netflix, slagging off our monarchy and traditions, only only pointing out what most people think, mate. I wish more people were like you, but they are not, unfortunately, mate. We need to stand up to them. Anyway, he was trash talking the Sussexes. See there? Strictly star accused Harry and Meghan of overshadowing Kate. James Jordan labels Meghan and Harry's documentary trash. James Jordan brands Meghan and Harry's documentary trash and heated row. And then he even went after Dr. Shola. James Jordan sparked outrage after calling This Morning guest this black woman after racism debate. Okay, I really can't see that. Hold on, let me bring that up on another screen. Yeah, I didn't even know that happened. James Jordan spoke out after he watched a discussion on This Morning about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to step down as senior members of the royal family. Where the rest of it at? Where is? Oh, is that it? Well, anyway. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I didn't. I got it over here. Let me see here. I got it. I got it. No, I don't have it. Okay, I think I will skip that part. But he, anyway, he got into it with Dr. Shola, of all people, which I feel. Oh, there it is. Okay, the former Strictly Come Dancing professional spoke out after he watched a discussion on This Morning about the couple's decision to step down as senior members of the royal family. He branded lawyer and activist Dr. Scholler this black woman for saying Meghan has been the victim of racism since becoming royal. He accused Dr. Scholler of being a racist against white people. Wow, he got a mouth on him, don't he? In a tweet which has caused huge controversy, speaking on This Morning on Monday, Dr. Scholler had said the reason why the racism experienced by Meghan feels so personal and is deeply resonates with a lot of people is because it's symptomatic by the racism of the United States. It's symptomatic of the racism by in the United States. So let me see. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not the United States. It says it's symptomatic by the racism of the United Kingdom. All right. Wait, there's racism over there? I didn't realize. Oh, that's the tweet right there. He did tweet that. He said this black woman on This Morning talking about Harry and Meghan is racist against white people. Yeah, that's what let me show you the tweet. Well, I mean, he's entitled to his opinion, even if he is wrong. See there? That's his tweet. It's in the Mirror. Oh my goodness, is this a new article? Oh no, that's from 2020. Okay. I saw an article with Liz Cundy. That's another person who has gotten quite a bit of mileage out of Meghan, talking about Meghan. Look at poor Princess Anne. You guys, they say Princess Anne's net worth is about 15 to 20 million pounds. Do you think she's looking sad because she'd have been working all these years, weekends, holidays, all these years she's been working, and that's all the money she got? Louis got more money in his piggy bank in comparison to Princess Anne. Princess Anne has done all that work sacrificing for the institution, and all she got to show for it is 15 to 20 million pounds. Now, that's a lot of money, but it ain't Charles and Willie money. And that's the Queen's daughter? I think she got ripped off. That's probably why she's looking so sad, because she just realized she done worked all these years, done stuff nobody else wants to do, and all she got to show for it is about 15 million pounds. And a living room that looks like a charity shop. I know she upset. That's why she's looking so sad. She don't hardly get to use the helicopter. She don't have a fleet of Range Rovers. And she'll never be able to retire. All she have to do is look at the Duke of Kent to know what her future is. If they can wheel you out there, you're going to work. Yep. If you have a pulse, you have a job. Don't forget, you guys, to go see Cookie Queens. You know what? I'll do this tomorrow. I think is that the last thing? Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I have been cutting up today, ain't I? That 2 hours went by real fast. Okay, you guys, I think I've said enough. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting Royal Sussex. Don't forget to hit that like button. Also, let me see. Hazel Jones, I just realized you're here. Okay. Thank you, Angela M. It is going very well. Thank you. It's like I look forward to it. And I have a journal now. I'm keeping the journal. The only thing I haven't done is actually wrote something in it, but I got it. I have it. I just ain't wrote nothing in it yet. As a matter of fact, I'm going to journal tonight. I will. Baby, my heart is full of love and desire for you. So come on and keep doing what you got to do. You started this fire down in my soul. I'm going to go find my old playlist and listen to that. That's what I'm going to do. I had so much fun with my playlist yesterday. Satisfy the need in me. Satisfy the need in me. Oh, baby. Nothing like a good disco song. Okay, cheers, everyone. See you all next time.